Welcome one, welcome all. I am Bridger. We are back. We're being ambitious. We're attempting to continue our game, The Ambitious Margrave. This is a solo scenario for Europa Universalis, the Price of Power, the board game being played solo by me. We are finished with round 1 of 12? Yeah, we're 1/12 of the way through. It only took us an hour and a half. So this should fly right by. I joke, but it will certainly get a little faster. I'm getting a little better at the system. I did make a few errors that some people in the comments were happy to point out. Hey, Saj, you made it. Hello, Diggy. Welcome. So we're going to try to fix the errors that I made. One of them was that cards that weren't shuffled back into the bot deck are removed for the entire age. So we're going to make sure we do that correctly. The other one is I didn't actually have an alliance with Prussia when I vassalized them. That was incorrect. I did have the power, I believe, to do so, but I did not have the actual alliance. So what I should have done is instead of trading, I should have simply spent those 2 cubes on an alliance and then done the vassalization. So I'm taking away the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 ducats that I made from trading last time. We'll shuffle the trade cards back in to make it like it was, supposed to happen. And then I believe we gave Austria bot 1 extra bot power for that trade. So I'm just undoing the trades and making everything hunky-dory. So now we're at the beginning of a new turn, a new round, I should say. So the first one is draw cards. This is pretty much only done by the player. So we're revealing the next 3 events. We already got one of the Brandenburg events. And the last event is there. Now let's make sure, yes, we get an A1 event. Excuse me. The plague is here. Plagues don't seem to affect bots, and yet I don't want it to happen. For every 2 plays an additional 1. All players must remove half of their units in these areas as casualties and reduce large towns to those in one of those areas to small towns. So provinces and areas. Oh, yeah. And at the end, they provide half tax income. So that's very bad. I don't want to do it, but I also don't really want revolts. But the thing is, if I am the person that picks plague, I get more control over where it goes. And if I am the person that picks revolts, I get more control over where it goes. So the thing is, I don't know what this event is, and that might be a good event. That might be a Brandenburg event. So I kind of don't want to pick until one of the bots picks. So we're going to try to hold off on doing that for a little bit. We've got a decent amount of power. Our administrative is unfortunately weak. It's our weakest stat on John Cicero II. John II Cicero? I don't know. So now, after we finish with the events, we're drawing cards, up to 3 cards, any type we want. The fact that we have a lot more military and diplomatic power suggests to me that that's where we should put our effort into. I wouldn't mind another subjugate card so that we could just get the Prussians, completely subsumed into our empire. So I'm going to grab 2 diplomacy and 1 military. And now we have to decide which of these 3 we are going to keep. So target an opponent adjacent to your realm and research one of their ideas. Interestingly enough, the bots have not yet got the idea card, which I think they have at least 1 idea card in each of these. But that means they haven't researched anything. I've researched cabinet in order to get a free royal marriage for the most part. But I mean, I got the 2 points as well. And I got, extra alliances and royal marriages added to my supply. So this seems rather useless. It does have a leader on it, which is valuable in a pinch in case my leader dies. Speaking of which, we've got square, plus, and circle. That's these icons on the leaders there. And the icons on the cards, square, circle, and plus. Oh, good. So everybody here is going to get an ill health token is what they're called. And if this card has a square, a circle, or a plus, then one of these characters is gonna die. If it's my ruler, bad things could happen. So I need to keep one of these 3 leaders to be able to put in as a replacement. Unfortunately, the best ruler is Philippe here, and he's on a card that I wouldn't mind utilizing. Royal marriages are hard to come by. So I think I'm going to keep the royal marriage card. I think I'm going to not keep the study technology card. So I'm pretty sure, mostly because I'm broke. And I'm going to keep the forced march card, maybe. Let me think. Moving into a... I mean, this lets you move long distances and potentially through areas that normally would force you to stop. But it's not that... I mean, I don't see it being valuable right now. I can see how it would definitely be valuable, but I'm not going to pay for it. So in the end, I'm going to pay 2. Austria got 2 bot power from trade. Thank you, Sag. I couldn't remember exactly what they get from trade. You love the mini maps for colonizing purposes. Yeah, you're talking about the distant lands board, so to speak. You're wishing they had an actual digital version of this. Well, I mean, I'm kind of playing it, but I know you mean like a computerized version where the bots are automated or something like that. I mean, you know that Europa Universalis 4 is a video game, right? That's very similar to this. I hope that this is basically based on. You could get a single realm-specific card per 2 rounds, meaning the face down should not... Oh, okay, you might be right about that, Sad. You're right. Yes, so we already got one Brandenburg event, and the other one should be shuffled into the second half of the Age deck. So we would not get another Brandenburg event in round 2. We would get another Brandenburg event in either round 3 or round 4. All right, good to know. Anyway, so we've taken our cards. Now we can pick or replace missions. So our 2 mission cards are expand the nation in an area adjacent to any of your core provinces. Own 2 or more provinces that are not amongst your core provinces. So I don't think vassals are considered owned provinces in the game's parlance. So we have not yet accomplished this. That is what I was trying to do by trying to find a subjugate card in the in the top cards here. Now, you know what I could do? I could pull that subjugate card out of the discard pile by keeping these 2 cards, right? Instead, if I paid to keep those, boy, I'm cutting it real close on the trading, or on the money here. But I could keep my Royal Marriage and New Alliance cards because, I mean, New Alliance can be very useful. If Austria bot starts really dropping cubes to try to vassalize some of these electors and stuff, or sorry, get an alliance with these electors, New Alliance is really nice because it lets you just kind of steal it, even if he's locked it up. So I kind of want to keep that card, but you know, here's what we're going to do. We're going to not keep... We're going to not keep Force March. So we'll take 2 ducats back. So we've only taken 2 cards. We paid 4. What we'll do is we'll hold on to the Royal Marriage just in case this character, our leader, bites it. I don't want to ever get stuck in a hand with an interregnum. I don't know how bad it is, but I don't like it. And then what we'll do is our first couple actions is we'll ditch these 2 cards in order to pull the subjugate back and use it on Prussia, thus completing this event, which will get us some extra military power or a claim adjacent to our realm. Claim would be nice. We could put a claim in... I mean, I'm tempted to put it in Pomerania and attack like 2 of these things and just gobble up 3 towns, but Denmark, in my experience, has a habit of picking Pomerania as a target. I mean, if you really want to get technical, you can look at their military chart and see that on a 4 or a 5, they go after Pomerania. So it's a 1 in 3 chance that I might get targeted potentially there. So I think that is it. I don't think we're going to change our missions because the only other mission that we have is, yeah, royal marriage and an alliance with a realm in HRE. And we don't really have that coming because we're saving this royal marriage card. Yeah, and we don't have a lot of diplomatic power because we're going to need to put it out to do the subjugate. So we'll hold off on that, and I think we're ready to go. So action phase, in this case, the first player marker should have gone to, the Denmark, the Kalmar bot, and that appears to be correct. So they are not at war, and they're not like occupied in any way. So if you recall, what that means is they kind of go down this whole thing, and then when they get to here, they draw a bot card. So that's where we're going to happen. Diplomacy. Oh, speak of the devil. 3 bot power. I'm going to try to get better at doing this because I missed it a couple of times. If I do it right away after figuring out the action is, then we'll be better. So diplomacy. Do they have an alliance and a royal marriage on any non-player realm adjacent to the bot? I think they do, don't they? Yes, they do. They have it on Sweden. Has a higher tax income than that NPR. They definitely do. Do they have more cubes greater than or equal to, influence than the NPR's tax income? I think the answer is no. They have a 5 of tax income because they have these 4 realms, Sweden does, and the +1 manpower. And they've only got a total of 3 cubes because that is actually a merchant in Lübeck. So the answer to that question is no. So select the NPR with the highest tax income. Is there any free space in the target areas? Yes, add 2 cubes to the target area. So we can certainly do that. So next time they do this diplomacy card, they will be able to vassalize / annex the Swedes. Yes, I need to make sure I don't lose my leaders to a hunting accident. That's true. Hello, old dude. Welcome. All right, so the next part of this is an alliance possible? I think it's not because they've already got an alliance. So the answer to that question is no. Can enter royal marriage? No. Add 2 more in areas where no influence has been placed this turn. Prefer targets areas and then adjacent to bot. Sure. So they can put influence in these areas because I placed them both here, and this has not been used, and it prefers target area. So it could have been here or here. And I think then that is the end. At peace and has 6 or more bot power left. Yes. Go to diplomatic target chart. Roll for target. Re-roll if same as any previous target this turn. Okay. So we go to the diplomatic power chart and we roll a die. Where's my die? There it is. A 1. Diplomatic chart. Owner of Akershus. Okay, now we're going to have to go hunting. That's good. Akershus. Oh, that's them. So I think that means we keep rolling down this chart. So we roll again, since they are the owner of Akershus. Next down that list would be Bremen. Bremen's right here. So the owner is an NPR. Bremen is its own owner. So any free spaces in target's areas, yes, has influence less than target's tax income. Spend 2 bot power and add 2 influence in realms, in areas of target realm. So, yep, this is just doing some extra double work here. And I don't like the fact that they're here in Lower Saxony. That's my territory, damn it. Well, now maybe we will go after Pomerania just because of that. But first, we have to figure out what we're going to do here. So yes, I think we're going to do the original plan. We're going to go ahead and we're going to change our national focus in order to discard 2 cards. And oops, I should not have done that because I had to pull the subjugate first. So we'll take the subjugate back and put that in our hand. In order to pull from the discard pile, we have to pay a little extra. I believe it's 2 ducats. Gulp, and a monarch power of the appropriate type. So I believe that's our turn done. Now we go to Austria. Old dude, are you familiar with this game? Did you back it on the Kickstarter? A naval. They discard a military, and they spend a bot power. Go to your Prussian roots. Yes, well, we're going to get Prussia involved very soon, I hope. We're going to subjugate Prussia, make them a part, annex them into our realm, and then we'll go on the offensive, because we do have quite... You know, actually, as part of our national focus thing, we could have added a bit more military power here. But I think I need the diplomatic power. And honestly, I'd like to save the administrative power to maybe bump up our stability a little bit and get some free extra ducats. So I think we're going to stay right where we are with the national focus. Anyway, we're doing a naval result here. And if I recall correctly, naval results are one of the main ways that the bots can trade. So here, any hostile sea zone adjacent to bots, ports, or ships. The answer is no, nothing is hostile. Any sea zone without bot ships that is adjacent to bot's port. The answer to that is yes, because of that nonsense they had last time with Venice, which I did mess up, by the way. When they did attack into the Venetian area, I should have included the extra power from here and the extra power from here that we're fighting. So we're going to roll 2 dice for what should have hit them last time onto their army. It's okay, they missed, so nothing would have changed. All right, but they did lose the fleet. That was canonical. So there is a spot that needs it. Place a ship in such a zone, prefer adjacent, blah, blah, blah. Has any ship adjacent to pirates? No. So they're going to place a ship and then draw a trade card. So let's place the ship. Technically, it doesn't lie down because it's not actually protecting trade. Okay, so draw a trade card. All bots that are eligible to trade in any node listed on this card will trade in the topmost node they qualify for. Bots gain 3 bot power if it's a distant node and 2 if it is not. Now, there's a note here. Bots income gets reduced by 1 for each pirate, so we don't have to worry about that. So let's draw a card and see what we get. Cloth. English Channel, Genoa, and Alexandria. None of these are eligible. They don't have ships next to the English Channel. Alexandria is not in play. And so I think, and Genoa, Genoa was close. Eventually, the bot will sometimes build another ship here. If they do another naval thing, in that case, they would be eligible to trade in Genoa, I believe. I think they'd move their... I think they moved their pawn there as well as part of it. But anyway, every human player can collect trade income from any eligible node. So, no, nothing for nobody. No good. And that's fine. If the bot wants to waste its turn pulling trade cards that nobody can use, that means there's more trade cards in there with the Saxony node. That's the other thing. Like, I kind of am drawn to Pomerania, and in which case, I can try to get some boats around Lubeck. And actually, I can do that as soon as I get the Prussian military established here, because I can build a boat as a result. But if I get Saxony, that gives me a better chance to trade off of the Saxony node, I believe. Hey, Spearhead. That's the one. The spider name. It's actually a squid, apparently. Squid name. Spearhead. He is responsible for putting together this wonderful version of the Tabletop Simulator mod. Thank you very much, Spearhead. I gave them 1 loss too many due to tertios. The result will give 1 loss, but I did not read it give 2 losses. I didn't mean to give them 2 losses due to tertios. At least if I did, then that was indeed an error. At least you didn't have to draw the useless trade card. That's true. That's true. Okay, so anyway, what's left on this? After the trade that failed, move merchants of bots that gain trade power, bot power to the topmost valid node. Has a ship placed this turn? Yes. End turn. Okay, Denmark's up. Denmark is going to have the same thing. They pull a card, and it is convert and then Papal Curia. So convert, we already know, I'm fairly certain, has no effect. Any areas with religious descent? No. Perform a second action on a card. So, Papal Curia. There it is. Has Catholic state religion? Yes. Is uncontested papal controller? Nope. Right now, it's the it's the Austrians, is papal controller, no, place a hat, aka cardinal, in the leftmost regular papal curia slot. If now papal controller, remove excommunication on Ohm Realm, if any. So yes, it is going to become the papal controller as a result of this. These all move over by 1, and that gets slid in its place. But it does not have its own, it doesn't have to excommunicate itself here. So end turn, so it's back to me. So now I'm going to play, I think I can play Subjugate. Let's look. So first we have to make sure we have, oh, actually, I don't think we can play Subjugate. I think, now this is weird. Okay, so here's a question, Spearhead. You're pretty knowledgeable on this stuff. So I hover my mouse over a card in my hand, right? And I can hold the Alt key to see it. But if the camera is up here over the map, I press the Alt key and nothing happens. In fact, it appears that I can see it, I can see it, I can see it, I can see it, and I go here and then I can't. Like, I'm holding the Alt key. The only thing I'm changing is where the camera is. Theoretically, it's changing what is underneath my mouse, which is underneath the card. And I don't know what that weird, like, why is... That's bizarre. Anyway, something weird's going on with that. So I need to first, before I play this card, I need to make sure that I can discard influence from the target equal to the target's base tax plus any opponent influence in the realm. Their base tax is, I believe, 2. So, because I think I was supposed to discard that manpower. This is where I'm going to actually reference the rules real quick to make sure. No, it's not there, is it? Manpower +1. I want to remember if it's on... Oh, wait a minute. I think I just saw it. There. Nope, not the Rome marriages. It's actually under NPRs, now I think about it. I want to say 38. Nope, that's religion. Let's do that. NPR. NPRs with vassals, NPR units, non-player realms. This has 2 entries. That's, I think, where I want to be. Non-player realms. It was 36. I was pretty close. Okay, this is it. Each +1 token also counts as 1 extra tax value in the province. Such a token is simply removed if the province is annexed or vassalized. So I was correct in removing it, which means that I do, in fact, have enough to just play Subjugate. Because Subjugate requires that I discard influence equal to the target's base tax plus any influence. There's no other influence. The base tax is 2. However, a royal marriage reduces the amount of influence you have to remove, so I get to remove 1 influence. And I have to pay 1 cube, which, did I just pay a cube already? I swear I had 5 here. Crap on a stick. Somebody's going to remember. All right, so I think I man. Doesn't look like it. Oh, I did already play it. Thank you. I swear I had a 5. All right, so we're going to go ahead and play this. I get to vassalize my ally, or annex your vassal or 1 tax ally. So I do get to just do this, which means I can pick this and this and bring them up here. And we get to take all of this and throw it in the trash. No. Vassals. That's right. Vassals can't go in the trash. Oops. I'm throwing Denmark's boat around. Vassals can't go in the trash. You have to manually bring them back. Okay. And now we'll put these in the right place. And we get rid of this. So my tax income just got up. I finally got a port. I believe that's a port. Yeah, Danzig's a port. Of course, Danzig's a port. So great. Now I'm done with this card. And it is Austria Bot's turn. All right. Same situation. They're going to pull a card. An idea, you say? 3 bot power. 1, 2, 3. This will be the first idea that they've done. Where's that hiding? There it is. Are there any cubes in focus areas other than economic? No. Roll a die. 3. Select focus type 1 to 2 administrative, 3 to 4 diplomatic. So diplomatic is the answer. Any available ideas matching the focus type? Yes. Pick an idea matching the focus type. Tab the idea and appropriate slot on the bot mat. Score prestige as normal. Prefer unresearched ideas than random. So, and we said that was going to be politics. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same thing to determine a D3. So it's the middle. So we're going to go ahead and tag the middle one here, which is pride and glory. And then we also tag their diplomatic ideas. Now, that reminds me, I was going to start looking at the milestones and stuff, but I believe that Expand the Nation has actually triggered. In an area adjacent to any of your core provinces, own 2 or more provinces that are not amongst your core provinces. So that has actually been completed. And we get to, that happened on our turn, literally. I'm backing up just a second to fix it. So we gain 2 military power or a claim. I'm just going to take the claim. Because I can't remember, how much do claim actions cost? Rather, not claim actions, fabricate claim. Fabricate claim costs diplomatic power. And we still only have 2 of these damned. We still only have 2 of this. Like 3 manpower is not a lot to conquer anything with, really. The AI, the NPR could beat us with that, even if we had mercenaries. And we don't have the money for mercenaries, so I'm a little bit, at least after this. So we will have still 3 manpower. That's not enough. I need more. Prussia, it's time to rise up. So for me, I don't want to use my diplomatic power for this to get a claim, because I'm going to need to trade to get enough money to hire mercenaries. So I'm going to take the free claim that I get right now, and I think I'm going to put it in Pomerania. I think it's a dangerous, scary thing to do, but there's nothing in Pomerania that I get concerned by with regards to electors and all that stuff. I get nervous trying to go after these larger states down here. So even though this could lead to a war with Denmark, war's coming. So to try to avoid it completely just isn't going to happen. So that all having been said, we got our free claim. I do want to go ahead and open up number 2A and 2F. We get to pull out of here. 2A and 2F are now amongst our available missions. We cannot choose those right now, but King in Prussia, owner vassalized 2+ provinces in Prussia. Oh, we can pick that one later and get it automatically. So that's great. And own 2 provinces in an area that was not adjacent by land to your realm at the start of the game. So we either have to go across a sea zone or 2 areas away from our capital. That one's going to take a while to finish. So the other effect of this is we get 2 prestige, which is hiding under here. And we also forgot to give, we go back to Austria now. I continued properly doing all the things that I was going to do. It was going to happen on my turn. Now we come back to Austria. They had just gotten the idea, the idea, pride and glory. So they don't, the bots never actually take any effect of ideas. They just get the glory, the prestige. So they get 2 prestige for that. So they caught right back up and jumped on my face. So, pick an idea and put it there, and then it's end turn time. Excellent. Next is Denmark bot, which is going to... Now, I put idea off to the side. Yes, excellent. So military. Uh-oh, Denmark's going military again. Spend 1. Spend 1. And yeah, they've done naval and they did idea. They should have 4. That looks correct. I just want to make sure I'm doing that. So military, and they discard a military card. Again, the reason to discard military cards is so that I might grab them with a national focus action when they go into the discard pile like that. But in this case, we're just going to go check out the military option. There it is. So at war, no. Has a claim. Does Denmark have a claim? I don't think so. Nope. They're going to need a claim, I guess. Any area with a power struggle? No. Does it have a... Nope, it does not. Nope, no succession. So go to military target chart. Roll for a target. If an NPR, place a claim. So military target, we're rolling. All right. That's Pomerania, you bastard. Oh, no. They're going to take it before I can get it, I think. Or maybe I go to war and they go to war at the same time, but I occupy it first because I already have a claim there. Ha-ha! Have you thought about that? So, gulp. I need money. Realm in Pomerania, and I think it defaults to choosing... Yeah, I'm just going to break out the thing to remind me of the correct order of operations here. As far as choosing of a realm, there's a specific order. When picking a realm within a certain area, prioritize realms with a capital in the area, then by highest tax, then random. So they're picking Pomerania, which is Stettin and Stralsund here. And what are they going to do to that target? Target is an opponent. No. Has less than 4. Yes. Target strength is greater than or equal to 2 times the bot strength. The bot strength is 4, so no. So they declare war, even without a claim? Oh, no. Does not... Okay, go back. Does roll... No, that's... Has claim, no. Any area with that adjacent, no. Oh, if an NPR, place a claim. So they get a claim automatically as part of this. That's right. I skipped a step. Oh, thank you, Saj. Okay. So I do have to pay 1 for the subjugate card. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so they were going to war. Spend 1 bot power to recruit 9 units. So they go to their max, which is 7. And they clear that out, and they have to spend 1 bot power to do that. And they are declaring war on the Pomeranian region, which is these 2 areas right here. Specifically that realm. And then bot has NPR allies with 2+ influence adjacent to the target. I believe the answer is yes, because these ports are considered adjacent to Stettin. So, yes. For each such ally, remove 2 influence and gain 2 bot power and flip it to an active ally. So they gain 2 bot power, and then they flip this to active ally, and they have to remove 2 influence. All right, so they have called their allies into war. Target may send defensive call to arms. This calls the Emperor into the fight. Denmark loses. I mean, yes. Is that not part of... Did I miss that part? That's the next step. That's actually the very next step. Denmark is going to lose that. So it's going to call the Emperor in because he's attacking part of the Holy Roman Empire. And so the Emperor is automatically called and automatically answers the call, which means that we put a war token on Austria's capital. They are now at war. And remove all of bot's influence from the target areas. Now, I think I also have to give the Emperor some military power for activating defending the HRE. Yes, they gain military power, bot power equal to the current, imperial authority, which is 3. So they gain 1, 2, 3, and because I am a player inside the HRE, you know what I can do? I can actually. No, hold on. Let me see if I can line this up a little better. And I can save this view. There we go. So I can come back here easily. That's a better view. Perfect. So theoretically, if I'm, somewhere else, I can pop over here. Perfect. All right. HRE, defending the HRE. Specifically, PR as Imperial subjects. As an Imperial subject, every time the Emperor activates defending the HRE, you must exhaust 2 manpower, lose 6 ducats, lose 1 prestige, or place a CB token on the aggressor's capital. I mean, losing 1 prestige and putting a CB token on the aggressor's capital is kind of the same thing, because I just don't think I'm going to be fighting Denmark at this particular moment. So I think I'm just going to take the prestige loss. Sorry, Emperor. I mean, yeah, and I have only 1 army raised, but I can barely afford to raise what I have if I get a good trade result. I'm not going to be able to afford to raise this army too, so I hate to do it, but I'm going to take 1. I'm just going to not send any help to the Emperor in this case. All right, and technically I'm supposed to now mark the defending the HRE here to say, hey, that's occurring right now. There's a lot of stuff in the HRE that I finally think I've got down. All right, and so we removed all influence from the targeted areas. Did it trigger a naval battle? It might have. Yeah, there is a ship here which borders 2 of Pomerania's ports, so I believe that does trigger a naval battle. And if we go to the back of this naval battle, any enemy is a player realm? No. Roll battle dice, artillery dice equals number of hostile ships. And in this case, the number of hostile ships equals the number of ports they have. So we roll 2 blue dice looking for the number of cannons. 1 cannon. Has it rolled cannons equal to or greater than 2 plus adjacent bot ports? No, 1 is not greater than, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, yep, that is not the case. So we go to here. Resolving bot receives 1 bot power if it's the first battle won this turn. Oh, hang on. Yeah, no, that's right. This is right. So they won the first battle this turn, and it was the naval battle. They crushed the navy of Pomerania, and now we go on to the next step of the sequence. So go to naval battle, done. Does it trigger any land battles? No. Is the army size of Denmark less than 2 times the target's strength? The target strength is 2, and Denmark has already raised its entire army, so the answer is no. Army size, yes, I'm sorry, the answer is yes. So is the army on the map board? No. Place the army in Denmark's area closest to the enemy, and then check for military capacity. So we take this army, and I guess the closest is probably Jutland here. Stay. All right. And I don't know if it starts marching immediately. Let's find out. Triggers battle. No. Hostile units in areas equal to or less than 2 spaces away. Yes. Move. And we just move right in. They get 2 big battles. And then triggers battle. Yes. And after the land battle, we're going to go to end turn. So it then moves right on into Pomerania. And it's going to fight a 2-strength enemy using the land battle sequence. Infantry dice equals the number of hostile units, which is 2. So this is really just determining how many... Whoa. Apparently the thing says that's a tertios, but I say that's on its edge. So Denmark loses 1. So that's the end of their turn. Quaint! How quaint! But why did it have to be here? Why did you have to go after Pomerania? I hope that they have like a white piece here in a minute. But the first thing I need to do is be like, wow, this war happening right next door is really cool, but I'm going to trade because I am broke as hell and I can't raise an army on this 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we got. North Sea, no. Margrave, no. Aleppo, no. English Channel, Champagne, no. Vienna! A choice, a chance. Wien, Salzburg, Regensburg, and Pest. I don't think I have any of those, but just so I get more associated with them. Wien, Pest is down here. Regensburg. Where's Regensburg? I wish there was a button that would hide all of the pieces on the board. I looked for it. I cannot believe there isn't one. There's Regensburg. And then what was the other one? Salzburg. Salzburg is also in Bavaria. So I have none of those. So my power is 1. My merchant power is 1. So the best I can do on this card is draw 4 ducats. But let's double check the bot rules with regards to trading, because Austria definitely has me beat. So I think they're going to do something here. When a human player takes a trade action, eligible bot realms may collect passive income as follows. In an inland trade node, bots gain 2 if they have at least 1 town adjacent to the selected node. So Austria is going to gain 2 bot power. And and the bot is not required to have a merchant present in the node in order to collect it, but it will move its merchant to that trade node once it collects that income if the human player has blah, blah, blah. So it's happening in Vienna, so it doesn't have to move its merchant. I am going to collect here, so I have to lay my merchant down, and it gets me lousy 4 ducats. But you know what? It's twice as much as I would have gotten if I didn't get any trade card. So there we go. That's on my trade. We're back over to Austria, who is now at war. So we have to pay a little bit closer attention. Brunswick would have been a more viable target. Worst case, you can declare 2 wars and take 2 OPMs. Brunswick. Where's Brunswick? Bremen, Hanover. I must be blind. Somebody's out there yelling out into the world. Brunswick. I assume you're talking a target from me, so I'm looking around near me and I can't find it. This is where I open up my Google Maps just to find out where it is today under the assumption that it's still there. Mecklenburg and Lübeck. Brunswick. Oh, I bet you're talking about the name of a realm and not the name of the city that it's in, aren't you? I think Brunswick is one of these shields over here. Oh, it's in Braunschweig, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Brunswick is, yes, those two. Yeah, in the end, you're probably right. I just wanted some more ports over there. Go figure. So I think that's exactly what I'm going to do, though. I think I'm going to go over here and claim Lübeck and Mecklenburg, especially because I think Lübeck gives me a better chance to get the Lübeck trade node in good stead. This is probably just a very dangerous game, but we like to live dangerously. And what I'm hoping now is that Denmark gets absolutely stomped by the Emperor, but that's really going to determine based on what the Emperor does. So the Emperor does not have 0 bot power left. It's not directly under attack because in order to be considered under attack, it has to have enemy units or rebels in an area where the bot's towns are. So until there are actual pieces in any of these areas that have an Austrian town piece, it will not be considered under attack. So then we go on. Army on map board and can siege? No. Has 3 or more bot power left in colonists? No. It's spent bot. So we still go to the draw card. And we'll basically hoping that Austria gets a military card. Instead, it got a diplomacy card. Because when you're defending the HRE, why not do it diplomatically, I guess. What did it get? Spy networks. Spy networks are very cool. I just don't need them right now. All right, let's see what the bot does with its diplomacy action. I don't know why I keep trying to zoom in. I can just move to here and see it. So does Austria have a alliance and a royal marriage? This should teach you geography, yes. Thinking about doing a realm and province locator. Yes. All I know about geography I learned from Europa Universalis 4. So the answer is it does have a royal marriage and an alliance on the same target, actually, from an area that it was doing that before. Does it have a higher tax income than the non-player realm? I believe the answer to that is yes. They have 7, 8, 9, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yes, 9 is in fact higher than 5. And do they have influence greater than or equal to 5 in those areas? Yes, they do. They have exactly 5, actually. 6, since you count the royal marriage. Annex this NPR, remove the bot's influence. It's just all of it's going to go because that's the only NPR in this entire region. So there's no reason to have this anymore. So the bot gets to have 3 more towns. Bastards. Actually, I mean, this is good that my emperor is stronger and it can protect me in a better way. Clearly. All right. So that was a very successful diplomatic turn here. Now owns all the provinces in a new area and has less than 2 cores in play. Why, yes, it does. If able, spend a bot power to place a core in such an area. All right, they're going to place a core. And it's going to be one of the things in this area here. Oh, I can't flip them over. That's annoying. Well, there's the core. Oh, it's also, I got to remember, it's 7 and 8 are always the cores. I believe they haven't placed any of their cores yet. So it's going to be in the area that has more tax stuff. So there it is. It's in Hungary. So they've now got that personal union thing going one more time. Where in the Americas is Santiago de Chile? Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? And then that is done. So Austria's done. Despite the fact they're at war, they're just like, la, 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 let's go deal with Hungary. So convert or focus, and it's going to spend 1 bot power, despite the fact that Denmark is also... Oh, hang on. Whoa. Hold on. I jumped the gun. Because army on map board and can siege in same area is yes. So they should go to siege, right? Yeah, they're going to siege. Which is down here. Siege hostile province of up to 3 tax value. Bot ignored siege strength. Spend 1 per tax value sieged. Island provinces, blah, blah, blah. So they spend 2. And they siege. Oh, you can pick them up like that. Nice. And they go boop, boop. But it's got to be on its unrest side. There we go. And technically, I mean, I'm not going to forget, but technically there should be occupied tokens now on both of these. What about my influence, you jerk? All right. So I believe that goes to end turn. At war or has... Yes, it's at war, so end turn. Okay. So it's back to me. I'm going to try to trade again. I've used up one of my merchants. I'm hoping to get something in Saxony this time. Hey, Saxony. Excellent. Unfortunately, it's not a Brandenburg Saxony node. Luckily, we didn't draw 2 Saxonies. That would suck. But it's Frankfurt, Nuremberg, Praha, and Pfalz. So again, just so I remember what matters, Frankfurt is right there. Nuremberg is right there. Pfalz is over here. And what was the last one? Praha. There it is, Bohemia. So unfortunately, we again only have 1 strength for this trade. Which means we get another 4 ducats. I mean, it's not great. It's not great, guys. And let's see, can the bots trade here? I think they can, because in order to trade... Trade power. No, trade action. So this is what it is. A PR may only collect trade income in nodes that are connected to that capital through a continuous chain of intermediate areas and or sea zones containing their towns. Oh, you know what? If it's an inland node, they have to have a town adjacent to the node in order to trade. That's what it is. A normal player would be able to potentially trace via influence to the node, but they have to have one adjacent. So they don't get it. And I lay this one down, and my action is complete. Give Austria 3 prestige for annexing. Is that part of the diplomatic thing, or is that just a general thing? Oh, you're right. Score 3. I think I did miss that for the Norway one. Thank you. So they're both kicking my ass this whole time. I didn't even know. All right. Austria is up, and they still don't have a reason to do anything but pull a card. They get the military card, though. I bet that that's going to have Denmark bot shaking in his boots now. So, military. At war, yes. There we go. Select an enemy realm, Denmark. If army is less than 3 units, increase army to 3 units. It's not. Army size equal to or greater than 2 times the target strength. The strength of Denmark bot is considered its army, I have to imagine. So, is Austria's army equal to or greater than 2 times 6? Definitely not. So that means that they will... Do they have 4 bot power and more manpower? Yes, they do. So they're going to spend 2 to recruit their entire army. Oops, too many. All right. So they did that. And now the answer is they don't have any more manpower. So is Army map on the board? No. Place it in own area closest to enemy and then check for military. Oh, wait a minute. Where is theirs? It is on the map. I'm sorry. So is it on the board? Yes. Check for maximum army capacity. It's at max. It's fine. Can siege in current area? No. Hostile units in areas less than or equal to 2 spaces away. 1, 2 would get to Brandenburg, so the answer to that is no. Can place a ship that would help? No. Move army up to 4 spaces to non-hostile area closest to enemy. So I believe that the army would go 1, fall over, and then go 2 to Bohemia, but it would have to stop because Bohemia is technically a neutral area, but it does have the ability, it has military access because the entire HRE is considered military access to the emperor and the emperor's enemies when the emperor is at war, just to make things not dumb. So that's going to be the end of Austria's turn. The next turn, if they get another one, they creep a little closer. And then the turn after that, they go and they fight. So it's going to take them a long time to get over there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they don't really teleport up there. They have to march the whole way. So that is probably the end of this military action. Move army 4 spaces and then end turn. There were no battles, so they didn't get anything. So now we're on Denmark bot, which is perfectly even. And they sieged down both of those towns, so they're going to draw a card, which is convert/focus. And so they go -1, +1. Oh, sorry, wrong way. And they will then focus on this. The focus is going to get spent. These go away, and they get to mark a politics milestone, which gives them 5 to 11. Yikes. They're just I don't think I have a chance at hitting these. I'm going to try to finish my plan to go after Lübeck and Mecklenburg, and then I'll consider what's going on over here. So I think that's the end of their action, actually. So let's take a quick look. Have 8 or more monarch power of 1 type. I can probably do that next turn if I do save all of my admin power and then do a national focus change to pull over some admin power, because I'm planning to use most of this military power. So that's possible. Own provinces in 2 different areas that do not contain any of your core provinces. That is going to happen if I succeed in this endeavor to Lubeck and such. Have 4 or more vassals on the board. No, didn't have that. Don't have a chance at that. Win a land battle against an NPR or rebel army of 3 or more units. Not yet. Maybe someday. All right, so we are going to take what little money we have and see what we can do about raising troops. So we're taking a military action to recruit. Actually, I can declare war and get a free recruit action now that I think about it. So we will declare war on both of our targets. Although, do we have to pay extra? Seeing army figures topple over all the time really made me think about adding a custom collision mesh to these models. Their currently used bounding box is not cutting it. That's probably true. Austria would have been granted 4 move. Yes, Sag, Austria definitely did have 4 move, but my understanding is this is a neutral area, and even the bots have to stop in neutral areas when they're moving. So it would have to stop there. I could be wrong, but I remember looking that up. Bots must remove. Yeah. For the military action, once a bot army is on the map, it can move normally 2 spaces like any PR army, but must end movement when entering a hostile or neutral area. And they must remove 1 influence from neutral areas they move into and may not move into neutral areas where they have claims. I missed that part, so they lose this influence too. That's good for me. If I had a bunch of diplomatic power, I would try to drop it all in Bohemia now before the Austria bot can do something about it. Where was I? Oh, right. I was declaring war! Because, what is it good for? So we are going to declare war on both of them. You know what? I'm just going to use 1 token. We know I'm at war with both of them. We're going to remember. So I'm going to war with Mecklenburg and Lubeck. And I believe you can declare war on as many things as you want just for the 1 military power. I do not believe you have to spend extra military power, but I'm going to look it up right here. Declare war and then determine the realms you want to target. Yeah, it's not 1 military power per war you declare. You just have to follow all the steps. So why don't we follow those steps? So I think if we do this, DOW. All right. There we go. That's what I wanted. All right, so determine the realms to be targeted. We did that. Lose 2 stability for each realm in an area we have no CB. That is already covered. Call to arms. I don't need to. I have no real allies. I don't care. If a target is an HRE member and you are not, that doesn't apply. It sends defensive call to arms already. Targeted PRs. No. Remove all of your influence in each of the target realms areas. I got to do that. No ships on either side. No battles take place. So this is where I get the free recruit action is number 8. Military access is free, but the areas are still considered neutral. Those are 2 separate things as I understand it. If you've got a reference that proves me wrong, I'd love to hear it. But my understanding is that getting military access does not change the neutrality of these nature. They don't become friendly. So I have to figure out what I can afford. So I can hopefully raise these 2 guys. And do I don't... This guy could be a leader. He would roll 1 extra battle die, which, you know, I'll take it. Regular 2 ducats, cavalry 5. I don't think I can afford the cavalry because I really would like to afford a light ship as well. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm going to wipe myself out and recruit 2 guys. Whoa. And a light ship. Maybe this is a bad idea. But there we go. I got a light ship protecting trade so that hopefully next turn I can trade in Lubeck and get a little bit more if I can afford another ship then. But I don't have any more manpower. I don't want the mercenaries. They're just going to cost too much. So this is what it is, and that's the end of my turn. I declared war. I recruited. So yeah, Let's see if we can find the answer, Spearhead. There's a definition for neutral in here. Friendly, neutral, hostile. Armies, units, provinces, and ports controlled by you, your vassal, or your ally are referred to as friendly. Neutral refers to things that are neither friendly or hostile. I think military access. Military access in the HRA. While defending is tagged, the emperor and anyone at war with them has military access. See page 25. So this doesn't say anything about them not being neutral or being friendly instead. Military access here. You can always move units into areas with at least one province whose lawful owner is controller is either friendly or enemy. To move your troops into areas where there are only neutral provinces, you must be at war and either remove one influence from the area in question or pay 3 ducats. Military access is not available in neutral areas where you have a claim. If opponent owns every province in a neutral area, you may not move into that area. Yeah, Saj, they have military access, but that doesn't change the fact that they are neutral. Military access simply allows the emperor to walk in. But it doesn't change the fact that they're neutral. Bots must still stop upon entering a neutral area. Just like if I got, if for example, if I was just playing a regular game and I was at war with the French or the Dutch or something over here, and I was not at war and Saxony was not friendly or enemy, and I wanted to go fight the Dutch, I would have to move in here, remove an influence, and stop, even though that gave me military access when I removed the influence, right? I still have to stop. Oh, Spearhead, you're right. They don't spend the influence. Of course not. Of course not, because they have military access because defending the HRE. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Good clarification. Of course. So I did my thing where I recruited. Now we're on to Austria bot. Now Austria has less, but it is at war. So it is going to continue because it has 4 or more left. So it pulls a card and hopes for a military. Nope. It gets a spy action. Those spy actions are fun. I love spy actions, especially when my opponents are using it on each other, right? That's my favorite thing. So, at war with any opponent, yes, select an opponent. Does the opponent have 3 or more unrest? No, it only has 2. Then add 2 unrest to opponent's areas. And the bot is going to prefer areas that are large towns, as I recall. So, it does. And now, that makes Denmark bot sad. We'll see what he does. Anyway, that spy action should have spent 2. I forgot again. There we go. And Denmark has the same situation where they're pulling a card because they have at least 4. And this is a naval action. Maybe Denmark will trade in Lubeck. Oh, but I used up both my merchants, so I don't think I can trade. Because, well, I would have to have a merchant in Lubeck anyway. So I'm not going to get to trade, but maybe the bot will. So naval action. Any hostile sea zones adjacent to bots' ports? I think the answer is no, because they already conquered those 2 spots. They occupied them. Any sea zone without bots' ships adjacent to bots' ports. So are there any uncovered sea zones? Yes, Gotland is actually a bot port that does not have a bot ship in it. So I think that means they're going to build one there. Place a ship in such a sea zone, and then do they have a ship adjacent to pirates? The answer is no, so they're going to draw a trade card. So, ship in the Baltic. There's that. Now we have a potential enemy in our hands here. Would be a nice way to avoid conflict. I'll defend you, but I can't afford the toll on the way to your town, so pay up. All right, so the bot is going to draw a trade card, and all bots that are eligible to trade in any node listed will trade in the topmost node they qualify for. 3 if it's distant, 2 if it's not. Let's see what they pull. Not Saxony, not Saxony, not Saxony, not Lubeck. Oh, thank God. Okay, North Sea, Genoa, and Sevilla. Seville. Yeah, North Sea is technically available for Denmark bot, because they have a chain of ships that go up there. So I believe that means they get 2. And there you go. And Genoa is not yet for Austria bot. Next time they get a naval, Genoa might get be available for Austria bot. So Denmark gets 2 bot power, as I recall. Yes. Perfect. All right, every human player can collect, but I can't. So that's the end. Now, move merchants of bots that gain bot power. I did that. Has placed a ship this turn. Yes, end turn. Okay, that's back to me. I think it's time to go to war. So we're going to spend our military power to activate our unit. And just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and have Juan II lead this army with his paltry 1 die extra for the fight of his life and his empire. This is a very war-torn area over here, but we're going to do it. So, because we're fighting Lübeck and Mecklenburg, 2 small provinces, they will put up a fight of 2 units. Because it's 2 units, there's no chance of them having a leader. So, I roll 3 dice, they roll 3 dice, but I think the maximum damage they can inflict is 2. Technically, what we do is we add these 2, units here, but they go away if I fail or whatever. So I am in this zone along with them. So let's roll. Here's my 4 dice because I have my ruler providing a leader roll. Come on. I just need 2 hits. 2 hits. Yeah, I got 2 hits. Infantry. Boom. Roasted. Now we get to roll their 3 dice, but they can get a maximum of 2 hits. I think that's how this works against NPRs. Or do they roll a number of dice? Yeah, they roll a number of dice equal to defending units, don't they? That's later in the thing. Non-player realms. Defending land areas. No, I think they act normally. I'm confusing it with how the bots fight NPRs. So I'm pretty sure that's the result. So they did get the 1 hit on me there. They got an artillery, a blank, and an infantry. So I got to take 1 manpower loss, which is honestly perfect. I only need 2 to siege them down with a single action. So awesome. We survived. Our military activation is over, which is activate land units there. And next turn, we will activate them again, siege, and then we will have accomplished our main goals for this particular round. And if the bots pass at that point, we'll be happy. All right, so now Austria bot is back again. And again, it's going to pull a card and see what it says. Unrest. And then focus if unrest doesn't apply. So it's spending 1 bot power. And an unrest action is on this here. Owning a province with unrest, no, has 2 or has less than 2 cores in play and can place a core. I think the answer is yes. I think it just has the 1. Oops, that's not a claim, that's a core. Yeah, it can place a core on Hungary. So I think that is what's going to do. Place core in eligible area with highest tax value. In this case, it's kind of low. So we'll go ahead and search for claim 7. Where's claim 7? I must have put it on the board by accident. Because they did put a claim down, as I recall. This is claim 8. Yes, claim 7 is over here. So I need to replace claim 7 with a regular claim that's not got a core on the back. There we go. Oh, you're right. I do have 2 things I did wrong there. Thank you. So I gain 1 military power for successfully doing the land thing. And I forgot that I would have to fight a naval battle against them for building this boat. Because, oh, no. I don't fight a naval battle because the boat is in a different sea zone. Oops. See? It's in the Baltic. They are in the Skagerrak sea zone. Mecklenburg and them over here. So there's no naval battle for me. However, I do think that... Oh, I haven't sieged them yet. That's right. I just won the land battle. But you're right. I did get the military power back for the land battle win. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I missed the line too once you said that until I saw it there. Okay, so where were we? The Austrians were adding the free core, and then they ended their turn. So it's to the Danes. Diplomacy 2. Is this... Oh, you know what? Sorry. Oh, no. Yeah, no, they've already done their sieging. So, yeah, they would pull a card. So they also do this. Counter-espionage. And in this case, let's see what diplomacy gives them. The Danes have an alliance and a royal marriage. Yes. Higher, yes. I think this is not true anymore because they spent their influence. Oh no, it's still true. They still have 5 here. However, can they annex when they are at peace or at war? I know they can't make an alliance when at war, but maybe they can annex when they are at war anyway. There's nothing in here that suggests they have to be at peace. So I think they can annex the Swedes. Because they do have enough. They have 5 cubes, which is enough. They actually have, you know, a 6th here, and they only need 4. So they would technically spend 4 of these cubes. But when they're done annexing all of this, there's not going to be a royal marriage or an alliance or anything left over. So that should be it. Oh boy. Denmark just getting stronger and stronger. Look at that. They're gonna be able to really rival the emperor. Although the emperor did pick up Hungary this round, I think. So 5, 6. They're gonna wind up with at least 1 extra power next time. Yeah, because the very first diplomacy they did was an annex, as I recall. And now we got to remember to give them the 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, 3. 3 prestige for that. Now owns all provinces in a new area and has less than 2 cores in play. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like they... Nope, they do have 2 cores in play. They don't need to... Denmark doesn't need to siege. They already occupy both targets. I had the same thought, but I forgot that I had already did a siege for them earlier on. Where was I? So the answer is no, so they go straight to end turn. Okay, so back to me. Now I have to siege. So I spend 1 military power per tax that is sieging, and then I simply occupy it. Oh, my claim's in the way. And the Danes are in the way. So is their claim. All right, pieces stay. All right, and then I get to put 2 of my things on here. Excellent. I'm feeling stronger already. And I think that's it. We did our siege, and now it's over to Austria bot. Austria bot, still not in a position to fight, but it still has more than 4. Oops, I'm not going to spend yet. So I'm going to pull a card. Unrest or focus politics. So I think this is going to be a focus because they don't have any unrest. We haven't even pulled the events yet. There's still so much to do. And was that what kind of card was that? Diplomacy card. Okay. And now they're going to do the focus on politics, which is really just do this and then it's done. Yep. Place it in the focus area, put the bot card aside. Thank you for the reminder. There we go. Did they do the focus economy as well? Last time? They certainly didn't do the unrest action. Did I pull 2 cards? What am I doing here? Okay. I think I failed to put the cube over here when they did the focus economy. Oh, no. They didn't do the focus economy. They did an unrest, which was placing a core. I keep thinking unrest won't do anything if they don't have any unrest, but it does place a core. Got it. Okay. Then they're done with that when they did the focus this time. Because the unrest this time will not place a core. They do not have a situation where they can do that. So the unrest action instead goes to perform second action. That is the correct situation this time. And Denmark bot, pulling a card, convert or focus economy. Convert is definitely a dead end. I've checked that like 6 times now. And it's like, node religious dissent, perform immediately. So convert focus economy is going out. They spend 1 to add economic milestone progress. Now it's back to me. I can't pass yet. I kind of want to, but that means I have to take an event. All players lose a stability. I don't like that at all. So I think I'm... Choose an area where you have... I don't want the plague. I think we're going to comet sighted. It's the economy, fools! Choose an area adjacent to your realm. All players with towns in that area lose 1 stability. I think I'm going to choose Jutland. So I'm going to take that. Comet sighted. And going to choose Jutland so that Denmark loses... Oh, hang on. When a bot loses stability, it gains 1 unrest. If I remember correctly. There was a whole thing here. Yes, it gains 1 unrest per step. Just because I want to weaken them in any way I can. We'll put it on there. They're pretty strong right now. All right. And next has to happen is rebel icons. So all players must roll a rebel die for each of their towns and vassals with unrest, but I, as the person resolving, roll a maximum of 1 rebel die. So there is a problem in Pomerania where I have unrest. It is actually impossible to get rid of that unrest with a simple suppress unrest, because you cannot suppress unrest, the action, in an area, on occupied areas. They are not easy to remove unrest from. If an event or a rebel die roll lets you remove unrest, you still can. Oh, snap. Rebels rise up and immediately fight us. Luckily, it's only 1. So, I still have my ruler general, but I can unassign him as a free action, as I recall. And there's no reason to risk this, since he's about to take an ill health token. So I'm going to roll 3 dice. 1, 2, 3. And I got it. I got the kill on the 1 rebel. Now the rebel rolls 3 dice. 1, 2, 3. But the most he can do is 1 damage. Which he did do, unfortunately. He rolled 2 successes, but he only had 1 unit. Oh, I didn't pick these guys up either. He only had 1 unit, so you can't do more damage than you have units on the board. So, that was my rebel rolls, but now we have to see about Denmark, which has a lot. Unfortunately, the bots have a maximum of 4, 5 dice. Where is that? It's under rebel die roll. Each PR rolls. Just look it up in the bot rules. 5 dice. But they're kind of shielded against these rebel dice for the most part. They lost 1 unrest, which they would probably use in their capital, and then they lose 1 bot power. Even though they got like 4 negative results, the max they can lose is 1 bot power on rebels. So it is what it is. All right, so that was my event action, which flips this, heretics. And it adds these to there. So we'll see how the bot resolves the rest of that. Oh, and squares gain an ill health token, which I believe is, yes, just my leader. You know, only my leader. I'm going to need to get some more cards with leaders on them just in case. Right. Next is Austria bot, which still has more than 4, so it stays in the fight with a military action. Because it is at war, it takes the bottom rather than the top. So it's going to spend 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and then it's going to go down the military chart. So is at war, yes. Enemy realm, yes. Its army size is still 8, still good. So then it goes to army on board, yes. Check. Can siege area, no. Hostile units, yes. Move army to enemy area in range. So it's going to take one more lumbering step to Brandenburg. With, again, no influence loss, bot loss required because it's depending the HRE. All right, Denmark is in the same position, and they get a naval result. So, yes, the naval result is going to be hostile sea zone adjacent to bots, ships, or ports, no. Any sea zone without bot ships present adjacent to bots, ports, I don't think so, no. It's got the North Sea covered. Technically the Norwegian Sea. So it's going to add a ship there. Because now that they've annexed Norway, these ports are on the Norwegian Sea. All right. That is done. And then has ships adjacent to pirates? No, so it draws a card to try to trade. Not Saxony, please. Oh, damn it. There's my Berlin. Oh, no. That was the card that could have got me 8 ducats. Oh, well. So English Channel is possible for the bot to trade in. So it will trade there and gain 2. Saxony is not possible for the Austrians to trade in. Neither is Margrave. So the Austrians do not trade. So I think the bot power goes to Denmark. All right. Now, adjacent... Oh, hang on. The Austrians do have a node adjacent to Saxony. Right? Because this is in the area of Saxony, and they have I forgot about the little guy over there in Sundgau. So I think the Austria bot also gets 2, which means it's going to stick around for one more turn, it looks like. All right, and at the end of that naval turn, they place a ship, so they're done. So it comes back around to me. I have taken my event action, and I think now I will pass in order to get some free money. So I took my action, and now I pass. I get 5 ducats. Huzzah. I'm slightly less poor. Technically, I can get another 25 ducats if I just wanted to completely drown in loans. All right, now we go back to Austria bot, who will pull another card because they have at least 4 left while being at war. They have another spy card. Beautiful. Love the spy cards. Boy, despite the fact that they don't really hurt the other bot very well, this looks like it should be awful for Denmark bot. So the spy action, does opponent have at least 3 or more unrest? Yes. Opponent must roll rebel dice. So here we go. They've definitely got 1, 2, 3. So they'll roll 1, 2, 3. And they lose 1 bot power, and they lose 1 unrest as well. So flip that one back as well. Denmark has 4 unrest. Yes, I'm sorry, you're right. They do still have that one. So we got to roll 1 more just in case there's a rebellion roll, which there is not. Unfortunately, the 1 bot power they could lose was the only one. So they're done. That was Austria, and they also discarded an administrative card. Cycling these so that maybe I will care about them. Man of the Church. All right, so Denmark bot, maybe your last turn. Let's find out. Idea. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so ideas. Idea. Is there cube in any of the focus other than economic? No, economic is the only place there's a cube. So we roll a die and see where they get the idea from. 5, which means military. Any matching ideas of this type? Yes, pick an idea matching the type, tag the idea at appropriate, and gain the prestige as normal. And we got to pick one of these at random, so we'll roll the die again to see which one. D3 style is the first top one. Military drill. Doesn't have any significant effect, except that if I want to research this now, I give the Danish bot a free prestige. So, man, look at that Danish bot climbing right in the prestige. I need to control electors is what I need to do. I need to get Saxony. Oh, wait a minute. Or own all provinces in the air. Minimum 2. So next turn, if I do a nice influence action, I can get more in Westphalia, more in Saxony, and have all in Brandenburg. And, or Bohemia or Saxony. I can use either one. Basically, I just got to place 2, 1 in each of these zones, and I will have completed that, and which gives me a free permanent +1 manpower, which is great. All right, so that was Denmark bot's probably last action. It comes over to Austria bot. Austria bot has not enough power left. Wasn't there one rebellion assault? I may have missed it. Let's see. There is a rebellion result. Thank you. I missed that. So that means that we roll 1 die against the Danish military, and it does take a loss. Not that it's expensive for the bot to do that. It just gets it back again. So the Danes, the uprising happened inside the area with their army, but that's like the default choice that the bot always makes. Anyway, so now we're on to event. Event actions for the Austrians, because they are out of other things. So they roll a die. A 6. Own event is revealed, no. At war with opponent whose event is revealed, no. Pick the leftmost event, and they're going to gain 1 bot power from it because of this. And then technically a second one is added here, but it doesn't really matter. So which one is this? Revolts. They gain 1 power. Oh, God, it's not Austria's last turn. Choose an area where you have a town without rebels and another area adjacent to it. Add rebels to 2 towns in each area. Holy moly. One of these must be an area you own. This is just bad if you're forced to take it. But you gain the military power. I guess it's a way to get a free military power if you desperately needed it. Oh, you don't have to, they don't both have to be your areas. Got it. So you could do this to yourself and an enemy. But in this case, they will choose like here and here. And so there's technically unrest in this area, but they're NPR, so it has no effect. I believe that's how this works. One of these towns must be your own. So we did that, I believe, correctly. Then we get rebel dice, which, because Austria bot is resolving it, they only have to roll 1 die, I believe. I'm going to double check here. Yeah, as above, resolved as normal. So they got a rebellion die. Oh my. Oh me, oh my. You know what? I think let's make them a little more clever. They're not going to pick the area that has their capital. Oh, you know what? They can be even more clever than that, can't they? Let's reread this here. Yeah. They can pick this area. Then they only have to do this once. But they did get a rebellion. So it goes here. Yes, thank you. I should have lost both of these influence when I attacked it. That makes sense. So rebels do spawn here. And because the Austrian military is somewhere else, that's happened. And then I get an ill health token on my diplomatic advisor. And that is done. Oh, sorry. Rebels still have to go for, let's see, 1, 2, 3 for the Danes. That is, they lose 1 monarch power, but one of these rebels goes away. I think they're going to choose the one where they don't have an army, just to be safe, and then they lose a bot power. So all of that was Austria's event turn. So now Dane's going to take their event turn, which is going to be rolling a die. A 3. A 3 is pick the rightmost revealed event and gain a bot power because it's got a ducat on it. So we're going to resolve the plague's events at the bottom, but not the plague event itself, thankfully. Choose one of Denmark's areas and one area adjacent to it. Place a diverse faith token in both areas. Add unrest on one of your own towns in the first area and on any 2 towns in the second area. Then you may pay 3 to research the tolerance idea. So I don't think it can do the bottom part. Pick option A to pick the first option on all sub-options. Adopting a new state religion. Ignore non-applicable effects. Event options that have no applicable effects. Gain 1 bot power and resolve secondary effects. So this does have an effect. So you have to choose one of your own areas and one area adjacent to it. Place a diverse faith tokens in both areas. So, where's that? Ah, it's on the other side of Catholic. So how would they choose this here? I don't think these count as owned. This is not own realm, so they can't choose Pomerania as the first one. I think then they would not choose this. They would choose the thing closest to their army to deal with it. And then maybe we'll put the other one in Saxony because they don't want to put it in an area where they're conquering things, would be my guess. And this, I believe, causes an unrest. Was that the other piece of this? In one of your own towns in the first area and on any 2 towns in the second area. So that's probably the effect. And then Cardinal dies. Which, the way that bots work, they'll just pick auto-resolution rules, but ignore the bot's own. So it's furthest to the right, ignoring their own. So this one is gone. So now the Danes are the undisputed cardinal rulers here. So the other thing that happens is France finally does something. What do? They probably scoop up Avignon, because why not? All right, so that's done. Now finally the plague effects, but it's just the bottom section. And auto-resolution means it actually targets the thing furthest to the right, so now they're not the undisputed ruler. And then Pirates. Pirates comes out, use auto-resolution rules, which means I need to go and find the auto-resolution rules for Pirates, which I think I have right here. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, secondary event effects. Yes, you're right. Those are the other 2 DNPR colors. But if you look at the scenario special rules for France, we also recommend activating France with every event with a DNPR symbol, not just the ones with the blue symbols. Because they want France to be big and strong and an actual threat when you go to challenge them. That is my guess. So where are we? So we're doing Pirates. Yes. Node with most merchants, tidebreaker, expanded node, and then random. So it needs to be the English Channel is where the bot. That's the only one that has any merchants at all. So pirate in the English Channel, which reduces trade income essentially. Oh, and then plus, we get a plus. So our poor Rembrandt is also going away, which is a sad time. So yeah, that's the end of Denmark's events plus the unpicked event. So now it rolls back around, goes past me, and goes to Austria, who now that they have 4 bot power are going to stick around and play again. They're going to spend 1. And the convert, if this convert had gone on Denmark, it would have had something to do. But no, convert does nothing. Instead, it does focus, which means that this politics is triggered. So they get the politics milestone for 3 points. And I'm sitting back here having gained no prestige this time. Oh, no, I did. I gained 2, and it still hasn't done much. I really need to get some more milestones and other things happening here. But I feel so weak and unable to do anything without spending a huge number of actions just getting stupid trade. So, it's okay. It's okay. I'm okay. Anyhow, that's the end of Austria's turn. It goes back to the Danes. They pass, and then the Austrians would technically get another turn, but I think they would pass as well because nobody's got any defend actions that have to happen, and they're all running out of bot power. So that is that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now we get to the peace, which is going to be interesting here. So peace and rebels. First, remove counterspell allies and truces. So this is just right out. Bloop, from last time. NPR invasions. Those don't apply because the only NPRs involved in any of these wars are completely and utterly crushed. Let's see. Rebels, siege, and move. There actually is a rebel on the board. Oh my god. In areas with unrest, rebels siege unrest, priority large provinces. So, yeah, I believe the way that this works with bots is just that they have this occupied, because that is a core Austrian area. The rebels have taken it, which means the Austrians have to place a cube on one of their small things. They don't get to count that. Not that it changes anything, but still. Oh, you're right. Austria would defend. Before we get to that, I forgot. So rare that they actually have that situation going on. So yeah, they would go, is they're under attack, go to defend, right? So, and it costs them 1 to go to defend. All right, and the defend action. Any areas with invaders, yes. Has 2 or more bot power left and an army in an area where it can siege provinces, no. Army is 2 times the size of the invading force, yes. Is it on the map? Yes. Invaders in the area where bots, military, maximum army capacity is greater than invading force, yes. Place army in this area with the largest invading force. Note that it uses the word place, not the word move, which allows us to ignore the rule that would require them to stop when they were traveling. So instead, the army comes over here and they fight the rebels, and the rebels put up a single paltry, wrong die. Not that one, regular die. 50% chance of a loss, but it's not there. So the rebels are defeated, I believe, because if we go to land battle, we can see enemy is a PR, no, roll dice equal to the number of hostile units, assign casualties. If the bot has remaining units, bot gets 1 bot power, and then it's end battle. And that would bring us back to the defend action. Gain 1 if victorious, and then end turn. So they get their power back. So they spent 1 to go here. They spent 1 to move the army, and that's not going to give them enough to have an actual event occur. You're right. Then they would have done the card. So we're back to the same result, essentially. The Danes were the ones who passed first, so they're going to get the 1 bot power. In the end. Now we can go through all the rules. Okay, so no, we get the same thing. No NPR invasions. No rebels now. That has cleared out the rebels. And I think we go straight to peace resolution. And I believe peace resolution goes in turn order. So we have to start with Denmark and go through this ridiculous chart for peace resolution. All right. Start. Automatic white peace. Well, the conditions for automatic white peace is that neither side occupies any enemy provinces. That is strictly not true. Denmark is occupying enemy provinces. Now, for those of you playing along at home, yes, the rebel did die. He was strung up. For those of you playing along at home, if this were not a fight in the Holy Roman Empire, this would be different. The result of this particular situation where Denmark is at war with two parties, one player realm, including bots, and one minor ally, normally Denmark would just peace out the minor ally with a total annexation and then get a white peace. Actually, what's the order in which this goes on? I think it would not be an automatic white peace, because then total victory is resolved, and then a potential white peace with the Austrians after that. However, because Austria is the emperor and defending the HRE is marked, Denmark is not allowed to peace out separately. They're not allowed to get a separate peace with Pomerania. They can only deal with Austria. So that's why we're going down this chart now. So automatic white peace, the answer is no, because one of the sides does have places that they have sieged. At war with a human player, no. Oh, has achieved total victory over an NPR enemy. Technically, yes, but it's not allowed to go down that route again because it's the HRE. At war with a human player, no. At war with another bot, yes. Is Denmark's army larger than the enemy bot's army? Let's see. 5 to 8. So the answer there is no. Tax value of enemies' provinces occupied by bot is greater than the tax value of own areas occupied by enemy. No, they are equal because neither side has occupied any provinces of... Well, no. Denmark has occupied 2, enemies occupied 0. So the answer to that is no. Bot offers a white peace accepted by enemy. Let's see. NPRs always accept. Enemy bots accept if they cannot enforce a peace and have 2 or more unrest in areas where they do not have claims. I think this means that Austria bot will accept. Tax value of enemies' provinces occupied by me is greater than or equal to. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I went down the no path. This should go down the yes path. Bot offers peace on keep current board state terms, which is actually 4. Enemy bots only accept these terms if both bot armies of equal size. No. Tax value of provinces occupied by either side is equal. No. So peace terms will not be accepted by enemy. No peace concluded. Any remaining wars to resolve during this step? Yes. So now we have to resolve it from Austria's perspective. Actually, no. If we do them in turn order, I am now resolving my wars. And this is resolved in a standard way. I have one with total victory. So I'm allowed to do a total annexation, which really just means I pull these occupied markers out. And I take the war token out. There's nowhere to truce out with, so I don't have to leave it to a truce side. And, oh, there it is. And because I have a claim here, I'm allowed to remove my claim and flip these over. I believe I've got all the steps there, but I'm about to run through it with myself anyway. Automatic white peace, no. Total victory, yes. Treat active allies separately. If peace is made with an active ally, blah, blah, blah. Occupy all single enemies de jure province. Enemy has no deployed land units. So that is true. And then the actual result of full annexation, while active allies, blah, blah, blah. Remove all the losers, blah. If loser is an active ally, victor may discard claims in areas of gained province to remove 2 unrest from same areas. Yep, that's all. That's it. I think I've got it all there. So now we have to look at the war from Austria's perspective on this same tree. Let's do that. Automatic white peace, no. Has achieved total victory over an enemy, no. At war with a homeland player, no. At war with a bot, Yes. Army's size is greater than enemy bot's army. Yes, 8-5. Tax value of enemy's provinces occupied by Austria is 0. Is that greater than 2? Is that greater than 0 in this case? No. Has 2 or more unrest in areas without claims? I don't think so. They have 1 unrest. So that's a no. Where did I go? Right here. Bot will not offer or enforce peace, and that's it. Any remaining wars? The answer is no. End bot peace resolution. All right. So that war is going to continue. It has not been resolved yet. So now that we've done peace resolutions, we go on to prestige penalties. Dun, dun, dun. Flip all succession. We didn't have any of those. Lose prestige equals the tax value of occupied towns. Nobody has one of their own towns occupied except the NPR, so we ignore that. No interregnums. Religious dissent. In areas following a different religion from the state religion, add 1 unrest to any towns of yours in 1 area containing your vassal, blah, blah, blah. So bots get a maximum of 1. There is 1 that applies, and that's in Jutland, and they would probably put it up here because of this these heretics here. All right, that's religious dissent. Gain or remove unrest. If at war, add 2 unrest to your towns. So the bot would probably put it in the not capital, I would imagine. And then these guys would probably put them all in the same place so they could come reclaim them more easily in the near future. Yeah, let's go with that. It's probably not perfect, but it is what it is. Now, I do not have any unrest. I don't have negative stability. I don't have positive stability. Now we roll the rebel dice. In each order, each PR rolls the rebel dice. So here is for Denmark bot, which rolls 5. Come on, rebellions. They got 1 rebellion, and then they lose 1 bot power. And the rebellion is going to be put with their army, so their army deals with it, and they roll nothing. And Austria has 1, 2, 3 unrest, so they roll 3, 1, 2, 3. They remove 1 unrest and lose 1 bot power. They never lose more than 1 bot power as a result of those. So the unrest they will remove is this one, because the one where their army is easier to deal with. Okay, rebel dice have been rolled. Now we go to income and upkeep. I'm going to do mine first, and then I'll work with the bots at the same time, just to make it easy. So we could cut costs. Our income is going to be 8, 2, 4, 5, and then a 6 for my boat. Or no, boats are only half, but it would round it up to 6. I think we're fine on income, honestly. So I'm not going to cut costs. So base and vassal tax income is 6 plus 2 is 8, minus 2, minus 4, minus 5, and then minus a half for our boat makes the total 6. So I gain 2 ducats. Excellent. Interest on loans, no. Plague, no. Okay, so that is it for our income. No corruption. Now we would gain monarch power. Again, I'm going to go back to the bots in a second. So we gain for administrative 3. And then for diplomatic, we gain 5. And then for military, we gain 3. So that's looking pretty good for next turn. I think we might be able to get that 8 monarch power of 1 type if we focus our power next turn to administrative. Then we can use that power to increase our stability, because I really like having lots of nice high stability, getting that extra money and such. But man, if you can get stability to 3, extra 2 monarch power every turn, and you get 2 ducats, and you lose unrest, that's really nice to have. Okay, so we collected our monarch power, and then we score prestige. The annexation didn't give us any prestige. Unfortunately, somehow the bots get prestige for doing it. I think that's to represent missions that they don't get. Uncontested papal controller, blah, 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 crusades, power struggles. None of that applies to me. So now we're going to do the bots deal. They gain, they discard all their spent stuff, boom, and boom. They gain, in this case, we're going to give them 8 because we're playing on hard difficulty. And then if the bot is Emperor, something, they're going to get more, but it's not on this little player aid here, unfortunately. I don't know what order it is. I know that we roll for the NPR Emperor. Treat the increase and decrease of Imperial authority as you would for NPR Emperor. Main rules, page 45. There it is. So when would a bot do this? At the end of round. Would it do it before or after they get monarch power for being emperor? Probably after. I get the feeling it's after. So let's roll the die. See what happens. A 1 is going to make it go down. So Imperial Authority. That's bad. Hey, Saj. Thanks for sticking around. It was fun. I'm going to be cutting out here in a few minutes. I'll try to do a stream earlier on the weekend for you. All right. So now the bots are going to get bot Emperor, roll to see if it increases or decreases, and then they gain extra manpower or bot power based on this. And yes, it'll still gain 1 extra bot power because of the being the Emperor with 2 authority. If a bot is papal controller, right now that is leftmost. So it's Denmark. They get 1 extra. So it's 11 to 11. Wow. Okay, so the bots are done with that income and upkeep phase. So now we're going to the cleanup phase, which means update manpower. Not really exciting for me because, I get 1 more. Nice. Because I did get to, this is 3 and 1. Yep, I should have 4. Perfect. And the Emperor should have 5, 6, plus 2. Even though they gained 1 from the Hungary thing, they lost 1 from... They actually gained 2 from Hungary, but they lost 1 from the Imperial Authority going down. So they still have 8. 5, 6, and then Imperial Authority gives them 7, 8. Meanwhile, Denmark is at 10. Dang. Good job, Denmark. I mean... No, wait, bad job. I don't want Denmark to have that. I can't fight them when I have 4 and they have 10. This is terrible. I demand a recount. All right. So refresh half of exhausted units, min 3, max 6. So that actually refreshes all of my manpower. Repair heavy ships, refresh merchants. That's what I got to do. Refresh my merchants. Boop, boop. They stand up. Add colonists, discard bot colonists, remove square from national. Yes, national focus is fixed. Remove alliances between bots, remove all plague from map, adjust imperial influence. Oh, yeah. Imperial influence has to come off the map. And then it technically gets redistributed. So they would put 1 into Saxony. And they would put 1 into Rhineland, and the other one they don't actually have access to. And I should not have duplicated it, so we'll delete that. All right. And status map cleanup there. Emperor's at peace, no. Remove tags from committed to crusade, no. First pass, gets the first player token. First player token is going to me, actually. Which is one of the first times I've seen that happen. All right. Discard down to 5. And we're done. Round 2 complete. And it only took an hour and 58 minutes. Oh my God. We are. It took longer this time. Jeez. I feel like I was going faster, and hopefully I didn't miss too much. It is a PR Emperor. Yes, Spearhead. But part of the bot rules for Emperor is that you use the NPR Emperor like fluctuation of imperial authority during that phase for the bot to see if the bot's authority goes up and down. A 1 makes it go down. A 6 makes it go up. 2 to a 4 can change it, but only if it's 2 less or 2 more than whatever, you know. You probably know what I'm talking about. It's like page 300,000. Yeah. If the roll is somewhere between 1 and 6 and it's 2 higher than the current authority, it goes up by 1. If the roll is between 1 and 6 and if it's 2 lower than the current one, that'll go down. But he rolled a 1. I mean, what are you going to do? Bot rolled a 1. All right, so we'll run into round 3 next time. It's not going to be tomorrow, probably on Saturday. I'm going to do Saturday. Hello. Unable disagre. Oh. Never mind. It's a spam. That's too bad. I got exciting. Maybe somebody on Twitch actually cared about this game. Okay. So anyway, Saturday morning, probably 10 Eastern time. I'll go ahead and put it on the schedule and plan on that to continue here with round 3, which will get us potentially our other Brandenburg event. I'm excited to see what it is. As far as our situation, I think we're doing okay. I'm really not excited with how well Denmark is doing. Luckily, they haven't been able to end this war, right? And they've got a lot of unrest. Like, if I pull one of those spy network cards next time, then I could use it to maybe throw some rebels in there just to mess with them, cause them some problems, slow them down. That might not be the worst idea. We'd have to take a look. As far as what we could do next, we could definitely look for an idea. Convert area action and the Man of the Church card both cost 1. Yeah, that's not great for an idea. Colonization, no. Tolerance. This could be valuable in age 2. I just don't see that being something I care about. Yeah, so I think I'm going to try to collect over to here because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can bring 2 more over as my first action to gain the focus power ability. That'll give us 5 points, which we kind of desperately need. Oh, no, it only gives us 3 points because the stupid Austrians already have it. But it's at least we can get something. Now we own provinces in 2 different areas that do not contain any of our core provinces. We actually trigger that right now. And it gives us 2 diplomatic power. Beautiful. Because I think milestones trigger as soon as they are in effect. I will double check that. But I think as soon as you can claim them, which would happen during the peace process, essentially. Completing a mission. I don't know how that works. Milestones, they are public and may be scored by anyone. Milestones may also be replaced when the event content cited is played. First player to complete a milestone scores 5. The second scores 3. Mark it with a tag. Yeah, it says they act just like missions, and missions are completed anytime except phase 1. So I'm going to take it. We get to go out with a bang here. We managed to expand our nation. That is 5 points, which now finally puts us in striking distance of the... We can finally see the other players. 4 or more vassals on the board. No. Win a land battle against an NPR rebel army with 3+ units. We can maybe try that next time. We actually... I did not put a unit in there. We actually have 4 guys, 4 manpower that we can put into an army. So we could theoretically go and try to crush the Saxony, the Saxons, and get them on our side. We do not want to take Nuremberg in that case. We would not mind vassalizing Nuremberg, but we definitely don't want to crush them. Because if we take all of these, the Emperor gets mad. But more importantly, it doesn't count as an elector anymore. And if we want to become emperor, we have to fight Austria, occupy Vienna, and have more influence than them in all these electors and stuff. I'm pretty sure that we don't want to conquer all of Saxony normally. Maybe against the bots it makes sense. I don't know. So we're going to go for this early next round. We're going to go for this next round. We're going to increase our stability just to make things easier for us. Hopefully trade a little bit more successfully. But I'm also thinking we try to take Saxony. That is 3 strength, and that would give us the victorious in battle ability or milestone. Did I give myself the 2 diplomacy power? No, I think I just did, which is the reward from that. No, I don't think I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I added 5 to this, and I had 1, so I think I just did, yes. Company of Heroes. Hey, Company of Heroes 3 is coming out soon. I'm planning on playing it and probably doing at least a little bit of streaming on it, so that should be fun. For now, I am Bridger signing off. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Talk to you later.